Welcome to the workshop, welcome to the channel. If you watched any previous videos, you might have noticed this red stereo in the background. Well, today it's time to do some work on this. This I bought as a project about 3 or 4 months ago as a spares and repairs off eBay. I think I paid about £25 for it. I wanted a stereo to go and live on my desk in Manchester in the office. And I thought this would just do the job. It was a nice little stereo. I really like the colour. Condition wise, the case is in pretty good nick. Again, the carry handle's a little bit faded. Nothing I can do about that. There's a couple of paint flecks all over the front of it, but generally it's in good condition. Radio works. It was sold as spares and repairs, and the reason for that was, as all tape decks that are like this 30 years old, the tape deck doesn't work anymore. Now I've put some power through it, and you can hear the motor running, and it does try and turn the spools inside the cassette deck. So chances are it just needs new belts and a clean up. So that's the intention today, is take this apart and yeah, hopefully get it running and then take it into the office. Some close-ups on this. It's in pretty nice condition. So let's get on the workbench, get it taken apart. Okay, stereos on here. Do like working on Sony's. Just to let you know, this is a Sony CFS-202L. Purely because they have little tabs, little arrows that tell you where all the screws are. If you can see on this one here, we've got one there as well, and here. So this should be a relatively quick and easy disassemble. So let's start. Okay, so it's relatively tidy and clean inside. You can see there's not much dust in there at all. I was expecting the back to come off and the mechanism to be attached to the front, but see, the front's just a couple of speakers. They're in very good nick with a slight connector, which goes into a board in the back. So that's straightforward. So looking at this, I think the whole mechanism only hold on with that screw. I think then hopefully I should be able to get down to it now. I can try to see if I can see the belt. I can see the belt there. So, how many? So I'm going to take this off, which is the tuner, and get that out of the way. Then there might be a couple of screws underneath that. And then take that off. Hopefully that will come off and the mechanism will pull out and I can get to it. Let's try that then. So let's just put this out of the way. That's that. And then yep, looks like the whole thing will just slide out. So we can unhook this and get the mechanism out and unhook that. There we go. Yeah, very loose belts on that. Very loose belts. And we're going to get those in there. I might have to take this case off so I can work out. Yeah, you can see when you turn it by hand how much those belts are just warping. So I think, yeah, they're starting to degrade. You can see some They're going tacky. So how am I going to get this together? I think this top piece is going to have to come off, which means there's some tabs that need to be removed. Oh no, it's like it's just one screw and the whole thing just pops and lifts out. Okay, let's get this on the bench, get this out of the way. Okay, so we're going to take this one out. Right, so that's out. So now we can get a better look at those belts. So we've got one, one underneath, one on the top. So let's get these belts off and we get a picture of that. So whole fire. Okay. That one out, and then this one goes around the back one. All the way around. God, they're quite some long belts, those. Right, let's give everything a clean that's in there. Use some of this. Yeah, look at that. It was only the back belt that had really gone. Right, let me go and see if I can find some suitable belts to change these to, and we'll get back on. Okay, so pulled a couple of belts. They're not ideal sizes, but they should do the job. Yeah, these are really degrading. You can see on the state of my hands that the rubber's just starting to fall apart. So the first one is to get this big one in here. Excuse me if my head. Bearing holder goes there. Everything's still turning. This goes back on. There. Good. Right, so that's that. Right, so we'll generally just give it another clean up inside here. So we'll just check the heads. The heads look fairly clean, but we'll give them a clean as well. Yeah, nice and clean. We'll give all the rollers a clean. Yeah, they are filthy. Don't get me wrong, you do take off some of the blacking, the rubber, when you clean these, but even so, they are pretty filthy. But you can see how filthy they are. This thing's been well used. See. You actually see the marks on the tape on the rollers. That's better. Yep. So. And there. And that comes in. Okay, so it's plugged in. Let's try the radio. That looks fine. Right, tape. Okay, we've got a few problems here. Head's not playing, this one's not turning. That one's playing. The heads are working. Right, let's see what's the problem was with that one. Let's get this apart again and have another look inside. Okay, so it's put apart again. So let's just see what's it's powered up. So you can hear the motor running. You can hear it turning. The capstones are turning. I wonder if it's just me and I've just not put a tape in it. Let's try taping it. What have we got in here? Right, let's just try this and just see if it's just me. Oh, no, tape's just completely gone there. Because it's not being pulled through. Because that's really tight. Right, so there's definitely something wrong with the mechanism back there. Something's not clicked in. So let's take it apart again. And then we'll see what we can find. Okay, so I took the mechanism back out again, and there's definitely something not right. This mechanism, it's very loose and it's not engaging with anything as this comes down. So I'm going to take this apart and see if I've mislinked something there, because this is very loose there. So I obviously put something wrong in there. It's popped back out, so I'm going to take that off there, take this back off and see what we can see. Okay, so I think I fixed it. This here wasn't engaging. This is for the reversing, which was the fault. So I think it was just jammed up. So I've cleaned it all up, run it on the bench out of the mechanism, and it seems to be working fine now. I think this was also in the wrong way around, this mechanism here. So I flipped all that round, redone the belts. I do need to put this back in because it's popped out of this little bit here. And then we'll get it back in and we'll try it again with a tape and see if it's doing anything at the moment. But it definitely just seems to be that, as I say, both of these are now running as they should do at the correct speed from the looks of it. So let's get it back together, get it back in, and then I'll see if we can get any sound out of it. Okay, so we are fixed, I think. So let's see, play, auto reverse, stop, fast forward, stop, rewind, stop. So all good to go. Let's put it back together so we can get some sound out of it. Okay, it's back together. You might have noticed I forgot to add the handle, but I've got to take it apart again in a second anyway. Let's just try cassetting it. What have we got here? Let's try that one. I'm not play for too long because obviously music rights. So. I really don't care about this about that, because all I really want is so wrong, now it seems so right. Oh, what a movie, oh. That sounds like it's running extremely slow. Maybe the mechanism's not working properly. I might pop it open and see if I can increase the belts, the motor speed. Okay, so it's apart again for another time. I was trying to see where the adjusters were for the motors. I think it was one of these. I think these are more for the FM radio. So I decided to take this out because I couldn't find an adjuster on this board. It's not really in there at all. The motor's getting warm, and then I think it's probably this one here, which is a pain because it's underneath the main board, so adjusting it's a pain. But when I was looking at that, I noticed this has shed everything inside it. So I think the biggest problem I've got is that capacitor is blown, which means the power's not coming around the board correctly. It could smell like electrical smell, but that's probably because it hasn't been used for so long. So I'm going to have to replace this capacitor, which isn't going to happen today, and then when I take this out, I'll give the main AC power board a check over as well, because again that's getting fairly warm. I might take that out today and just have a quick look, but this one's on hold. I don't want to start adjusting the timing on this if it's purely that capacitor blowing means he's not enough power getting through the thing, and the motor's just running slow. So not great. I was hoping to get it finished today, but we'll class this as part 1, and then part 2 will be stripping these boards out, checking them over, replacing this, and then yeah, hopefully we'll get it working. I'm just going to check the voltages now, but again, I think we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Hopefully in a week or two when we get this thing hopefully fixed. Cheers.